Hey friends, if you're looking for quick tips to help you jumpstart your week, you are in the right place. I'm Lori Palau, host of the popular weekly podcast Organized Life, founder of Simply Be Organized, and every Monday I am here to bring you a quick organizing tip in under 15 minutes. All you have to do is click the subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening, and let's get started. Welcome to today's tip of the week. I am your host, Lori Palau, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. So, we're going to be talking about a concept today that I've mentioned, I think, on our regular weekly show before, and I've definitely talked about it on social media, but I really want to dive into it today. And it's the concept of how we approach organizing projects. And there's two main ways that we're going to unpack today, and that is the difference between micro organizing versus macro organizing. And essentially, what that means in layman's terms is the big picture versus the details. So, if you think about in business or in concept, we talk about the, the micro being like all of the little specifics, and the macro being what is the larger vision. And it's no different when we're talking about an organizing project than we will be in other areas. And when it comes to organization, they're both important proponents of the project. It's really hard to have a sustainable system from micro organizing of like, these are the tactics that we're going to do if you don't have the vision to support it. And likewise, if you have this vision, but you don't have the tactical steps, it's really hard to execute it. So they both go hand in hand. And so what I want to do is I want to just kind of unpack what each one of them looks like, share some specific examples, and just leave you with some actionable thoughts about how you can approach the next project that you might be wanting to undertake. Sound good? Okay, great. So let's start with the big picture, right? And so what we call that is what would be the macro organizing. And that is that 10,000 foot view. And by definition, macro organizing focuses on the larger, more like systematic aspects of what you're going to be doing. It involves designing, maybe figuring out what the strategies are going to be, what the principles are going to be that are going to just like set you up for success. It deals with maybe if you're thinking about something, it would be a long-term plan, a vision, and what the overall purpose is. So let me give you some practical examples. So if you're going to be talking about macro organizing in your home, it might be, how do we want our garage to function, right? Not like, okay, what are we going to put on each shelf? But okay, we want to be able to park our car in the garage. We want to be able to store um, kids' toys. We want to be able to store some seasonal gear. We want to be able to have tools or gardening stuff, right? So you be thinking the big picture. What do we want to be able to do? We want to be able to come in here and use that space. Or hey, we've got this multi-purpose space and we need it to serve as sort of a playroom and maybe a home office or a guest room and whatever that looks like, and figuring out what is it that we need the space to function as. I can also, if you want to look at it more from your calendar clutter perspective, it can also be a macro organization hypothesis would be, how do we build more margin into our weekends or into our week? Or how do I be more strategic when it comes to meal planning? These are the pain points. And so again, you're looking at what is my pain point and what is the vision of what the solution would be. I hope that makes sense to you guys. And if you're talking about for all of my like fellow entrepreneurs, when it comes to kind of that macro type of organization, it would be, what type of strategic plan am I setting? What are my company's goals? What are the policies and procedures that we want to set in place? So you can look at organizing, like a macro organizing from both your like personal life and residential, as well as for your business. I think it's important to look at it that you can approach it for both areas. Now, on the micro side, that's more detailed. So the micro organizing, again, is going to focus on the smaller aspects. It involves managing like the individual components, the processes, the elements within the larger framework. And it oftentimes is more of the nuanced, the day-to-day operations, the tasks, interactions. And so you think about it, if you've ever like met somebody, especially in entrepreneurship, that's kind of like your big picture, but the devil's in the details, and that person isn't great for that. That's why we need people with different skill sets and mindsets to work different parts of a project, because some people get really focused and are great in the weeds, but need that, that person that can step back and take that 10,000-foot view of like, where are we going? What's our vision? And vice versa. So just think about the micro as somebody that's kind of that very, very detail oriented in the weeds. And if you're thinking about micro organizing home with like physical stuff, it's like you're getting really, really nuanced about, what am I putting in this drawer? What are the components that I'm going to use to keep my kitchen tools organized? Or what bins am I going to put in the pantry? Or what hangers am I going to use? Or what is the easiest way for me to navigate this, to make this vision a reality? So you take that macro. I like to start with like, what's our vision? And then go into the micro. Okay, what are the details that we need, whether that details be products, whether that details mean what is the process that we're going to work through, like my organizing ESP, where we're empty, sorting, purging. What are the 4 piles that we're going to use? In my case, it's the keep, recycle, relocate. Oh my gosh, having a total brain. So keep, oh, and donate, duh. Keep, donate, recycle, relocate. Had total moment of panic there for a second. But also micro organizing can also be something like, okay, we just need to hang up our keys. We need to hang up like a little hook by the door, or I'm going to unload and load the dishwasher each and every day. So those are little micro organizing things that you're doing. So I mean, it could be something that you're going to embark on for a new project, or it could be something that you're incorporating into your day. Like, okay, I every morning I, do the laundry, and in the evenings I put it away, or Mondays I do this and Tuesdays I do that, whatever that looks like. So it's very, very detail oriented. That's what you want to take away. And if you're looking at micro organizing from a business perspective, you're going to it's going to involve more managing the individual projects or the team or the operational processes. So for me, it could be like, okay, so I'm having the podcast and it drops on Mondays and Thursdays, and this is what we want to accomplish. But the micro part of it is, I got to prep the show notes. I got to record on this day. I have to upload the video. I have to upload. So it's all of the details that go into making the big macro, come into fruition. So I hope that makes sense. So I want you today, as our tip of the week, to kind of try to tie this into a nice, neat bow. I want you to think about the projects that you are working on, or maybe the projects that you're avoiding working on, and look at it from 2 different lenses. I want you to first look at it from the micro lens, which are the small detailed aspects, as well as then also looking at from the macro, the big picture of, what am I trying to accomplish and how am I going to get there? And where am I? And then you could, the big overarching question is, what's holding me back from doing it? Is it that I don't have the head knowledge of how to do it? Am I just emotionally, is it just too much of a struggle for me to do it? Do I not have the know-how? Do I need do I need somebody else there to help me execute it? Do I not have enough time to execute? Do I know what I need to do? It's just a matter of finding time and looking at what is holding me back from being able to make progress in this. So I hope this has helped. And again, remember, as you're going through this, look at where your own individual strengths are. Are you better at the macro organizing, or are you better at the micro organizing? And it's okay to enlist people to help you that are stronger in the areas where you are weaker. That is what life is all about. So I hope you found this useful. I would love to hear your own micro, macro organizing. Shoot us a DM, leave us an email. If you're not already subscribed to our email list, make sure that you click the notes, the link in our show notes, because we send out transcripts of all of our episodes each and every week and want to make sure that you're getting them. And if you know somebody that might enjoy our tip of the week, this tip of the week, any of them, please share them with a friend. We really do appreciate all of the support that we get from you guys, from our community, the reviews, all of it. It helps other people find us better. And we have more people that listen to us when they hear the value that our show brings to y'all. So thank you so much from myself and the team here at the Organized Life Podcast. So we'll be back on Thursday with another long episode and on Monday for another tip of the week. So until then, I'm Lori Blau. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please spread the love and share it with your friends. And if this is your first time joining us, make sure to click the subscribe button wherever you are listening so you never miss an episode. And while you're there, please leave us a review so other people know that our show is worth the listen. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram at This Organized Life Podcast. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can head on over to our website at simply the letter B like boy organized.com, which is filled with tons of resources, including free downloads, checklists, links to our amazing organizing partners, and all of our digital offerings. I'll see you next week for another episode of This Organized Life.